Hey folks, Sean here, and in this episode I want to talk to you more specifically about what I recommend in terms of growth for your B2B SaaS related to content marketing. Now it's a key part of that plan, and it's the first step in the process, but it's an all-important one, and that is your keyword research. You really need to know which keywords that you need to be targeting that give you the best opportunity to increase your ROI in any investment into content marketing. Now, when I started out, when I was producing content, I was simply just producing content that I thought was relevant and writing it in a way that I felt was best. Now, that's not a bad strategy, but the problem with that was it reduced my ROI because I didn't have a solid plan and I really wasn't considering the technicals of what's important from a performance perspective related to making this type of an investment. And what I mean by that is SEO in particular, search engine optimization, right? The goal, obviously, for any content that you're producing is to have search engines pick it up so that you can get significantly more traffic to your landing pages and your website. Problem was, when I was doing that over a longer period of time, I really wasn't climbing organically all that quickly. Now, there are technical things that you can do that can help you climb faster, and that's what I'm referring to, and I want to walk you through my process that has been optimized in order to do exactly that. And all of my products are benefiting from it, and I'm sharing those details with you. But the first step in the process, before we get into the keyword research component, which is one of the first technicals, is to really have a plan here in terms of what you're trying to do. So for me, it was I want to climb the organic search rankings for relevant keywords as quickly as possible. Right? And the faster I can get to the top of the organic results, the sooner I have unique opportunities presented to me, like the ability to pull back on my ad spend. If I can pull back on my ad spend, I can significantly increase my ROI because I don't need to pay for traffic anymore because my organic is performing that well. That makes a big difference. And that's all about aiming for the top spot, at or near the top spot. Definitely like first page, definitely top 10, all that kind of stuff. And tools like SEMrush and Ahrefs will track this progress for you. So I encourage the use of those. I use SEMrush. I think it works great. It just requires you to have to update with the keywords that you're targeting. Now let's talk about that. That's the next step in the process here, right? So if you want to create a piece of content, you want to really work backwards from, well, what are people going to be searching for to ultimately find that piece of content? And are the right people going to be searching for that content that you want to land on your page, right? This is working backwards technique again, right? One of the biggest problems I see with unsuccessful people in B2B SaaS is they take what they think is a good idea and they turn it into a product. Then they try to sell it. And they spend a lot of time and money, and in the end, the results are underwhelming. And it's largely because that approach is backwards. In reality, what you should be doing is you need to be working backwards from the problem. What is the problem that a specific target market has for which there isn't a great solution? Then, once you have enough of that data, then you work into how do I build a better version, a better solution to that problem with the SaaS that I want to bring to market, and then I start selling that. Same thing here. We want to start with the end in mind. Before I produce a piece of content on a topic, what are people searching for? And are people searching for that content, right? Is like for me, I talk a lot about B2B SaaS. So what do people want to know related to B2B SaaS? It's more than likely stuff like this. Like I'm incorporating the keyword research that I've been doing into even this content I've been producing because I want to know what people are looking for. Like what greater context are they looking for so that hopefully my content gets greater traction, right? Apply the same concept to my products. So keyword research first, you can use tools like Keyword Planner. And then with that, you can focus on a couple of key elements, metrics, based on those results. With Google's Keyword Planner, you'll see things like volume, as in how many people are searching for that topic. Higher number there is better. Keyword difficulty, or often shortened as KD. That is how much competition is there for that traffic. And in that instance, a lower number is better. And then there's other information in Keyword Planner as well too, even like trending analysis, as in, is the search for this going up or is search for this going down? I haven't incorporated as much of that into the process. I'm still focused on those first two, looking for higher volume and lower competition. Those keywords flow to the top of my list in terms of what I want to build on next, where I want to create some content, get that content out there, and then measure progress against where you started versus where you are. Because then it's all about optimizing. I'm going to talk about that in later episodes, more than likely this week, as I'm sharing with you the details of this process. There's one other thing I want to share before we wrap this episode, and that's the concept of a root keyword, right? So the keywords aren't all created equal. There are kind of your single word keywords, there are your phrased keywords, which are usually multiple words, and then there's like long tail keywords, which are significantly more words and much more specific, right? Somebody could be searching for accounting software. Somebody could be searching for essentially like bill pay accounting software. And then people could be searching for mobile phone based bill pay accounting software, right? Those are some examples of how much more detailed that can get. And typically speaking, the more detailed the keyword gets, the less competition there is. Also sometimes lower volume, so you need to check that too. But the less competition means bigger opportunity for you to get at or near the top of the search rankings sooner with the content you produce. So I want you to think about building a strategy here where if you're starting from zero, it can take time for this to produce results. It can take weeks, can take months, sometimes years, depending on how competitive it is. But I don't necessarily want you to go after the most competitive, highest volume keywords right away. I want you to consider starting with some of those lower competition keywords that are still related to the traffic that you're looking for. And you can do that by performing the research first, figuring out where you want to focus in the beginning, and then going after the more competitive keywords after you've got a solid foundation and a base. So you can kind of build results of traffic up and around, like surround that more competitive keyword with something that produces more opportunity. And that's going to give you greater opportunity to tackle that more competitive keyword once you get there. Another helpful strategy here that can make this process produce better results for you in a shorter period of time is this concept of a root keyword. I talked about this a little bit already, but in the content that I'm producing, it's all around B2B SaaS. So that's really my root keyword. So I will build on top of B2B SaaS with whatever else I want to cover. Business models, pricing models, content marketing, whatever, but the B2B SaaS element is always there. That helps me stay in a particular area and then go deeper. Just go deeper and then climb rankings for all of it, so that everything that I'm surrounding that root keyword by, my ability to perform well for the root keyword will improve as I'm tackling more specific ones, but in that same area, right? For you, it might be whatever type of software you're building, marketing automation software, which is specific to video, podcasts, similar to the products that I'm building, accounting software, it doesn't matter what it is, but you can also stand to benefit from leveraging that pattern as well too, right? Starting with that root keyword and then adding onto it for the pieces of content that you're going to create that are surrounding those more competitive keywords, so that over time, you'll improve your performance against all of them.